Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Hasnain Raza and I am going to conduct this webinar today on MES Master of the Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degrees program. So a bit about me. I told you my name. I am an Erasmus Mundus Erasmus Plus grad from 2016 to 2018 batch. And before that, I have my bachelor degree in mechanical engineering from UET Lahore. So to start with, basically this webinar targets the applicants of 2020 intake, which is this year, and it must also be beneficial for the people of next year intake, which is 2021. So the students who are currently enrolled in Pakistani universities and the students or fresh graduates, I should say, the ones who graduated last year and didn't apply last year for Erasmus. So you guys are the target 2020 intake people. I will be talking with you the foremost, and of course the people who will apply the next year can also take help from this webinar. So this is the first batch of MES Master this year, means this program is new on the Erasmus catalog. So let's talk about it in some detail. On the home page, like you can see the basic information. This program is meant to prepare the qualified professionals for soil sciences at master level. Like you can choose majors in soil physics, chemistry, biology, hydrology, soil genesis and classification, soil pollution and reclamation, and so on and so forth. So in the meanwhile, when I walk through this website, I will tell you which major background people should apply for this program. Here on the home page, you can also see who are some of the guest lecturers and invited scholars for this during the 2 years of your master program, and some of the master thesis and how master thesis is conducted and what are the rules and regulations for the master thesis for this program. And you can also see some photos of the previous batch if they have. I don't know, but they don't have a previous batch, but yeah, see, this is empty. So if you are one of the scholarship winners, you probably or lucky should end up in a group photo on this page. You can also see some videos. This is, I think, from the Turkish university, one of the participating universities on this program. Moving on, the most interesting information is lying on this page, general information. Here you can see a lot of description given for the overall program, what the program is about, and what are the participating universities, and what theories and practices or knowledge this program is going to give you about the courses, like the breakdown and how many ECTS are divided into each of the universities. Here comes the mobility scheme. First semester is common for all of you people. You will spend this semester at OMU Turkey, and then from the semester 2 you choose a pathway. You have two tracks available to you. One takes you to AU Bulgaria and the other one takes you to UAK Poland. So of course you have to choose either of these pathways depending on the course modules which are being offered to you. The semester 3 and 4 are having lots of tracks, like 5 of them. So you can choose one of these consortium institutions. We will go a bit more into it now. You see here in the, this is quite nice breakdown of the modules they are going to teach you in each of the semester. Now, why this is important to you at this stage or at this point of time? You can take help from these courses breakdown to develop relevance from your bachelor degree transcript to this proposed master degree courses. So this is how you develop connection, or you develop a bridge between what you have done and what you are willing to do, or what you are looking forward to do. So some of the courses, like, of course, your bachelor degree in Pakistan might be from agriculture, or in BS in biology, or BS in environmental sciences, or BS in I don't know, geology, probably. Yeah, maybe. So some degrees which are relevant and like are of course done in Pakistan, they might not be exactly relevant with with all of the modules offered in this program, but they must be relevant with some of the module, at least to the core to meet the core requirement. So address that core requirement. There is always a core requirement, and then there comes secondary requirements, and then tertiary requirement. So there are some of the courses which make the foundation of this program, which make the backbone of this program, and uh, select the basics of those courses from your bachelor degree transcript and talk about them. If your GPA in those courses, or your grades in those courses are high, you are good enough to talk about them. If they are average or a bit low, still you can develop relevance by telling your opportunities, as well as challenges you face during study of those courses. You understand what I mean? So for example, here there is a course, soil microbiology. So let's say you have studied this course in part or in full during your bachelor degree. So you take a course from your bachelor degree where you studied this module, soil microbiology. So you talk about it in your motivation letter, and you can also highlight this course in your CV. Of course, when you write in your education part on the Europass CV format, what is your bachelor degree, below that you just put some major courses or some core courses, in light of this MS Master Program. You don't have to put the core courses, which might be the core courses for your degree in overall sense, but might not be related to this degree, MS. So just skip them and just keep the courses which are quite relevant to this, directly relevant to this program. And then comes some of them which are indirectly relevant. You can also list them on your CV in the education section, if the space or the margin of the page allows you. Like, you also have to maintain the CV length up to 3 pages if they haven't given you any specific direction. So you can clearly see here what each of the course is about. Semester 2, semester in Bulgaria and in Poland, both offer different majors and different research tracks or study tracks, and then there comes the second year. And then there is also a field camp at OMU, which is organized between first and second semester. So if I'm correct, it should be after the completion of first semester and before the commencement of second semester, this field camp, somewhere at this stage. Okay, you have two more sections which are telling you about what are the outcomes expected from this AMIS master program and what is the employability. Take help from these two paragraphs when you are writing in your motivation letter about what is your expectation, or what is your goal, or what are your plans after the completion of this master. You understand what I mean? So once you are writing that paragraph in your motivation letter, your plans after completion of this master, take help from these two sections: outcomes and employability, and also related with your personal goals, of course. And of course, you relate it with the context of Pakistan, like highest education. If you're going to be an academic, you can relate it with the HEC programs or universities. If you want, would like to be a lecturer in some specific university, and if you would like to say join some industry, you can just write about it as well. So this is like take help. What I'm trying to emphasize here is on take help from the available information on this website. This is how you move on. You don't need to ask questions here and there, right and left, up and down to each and everybody on lots of Facebook groups. If you have thoroughly gone through the website itself, this is important. Now, one major purpose to conduct this webinar also is to avoid receiving bundles of random questions in my inbox, which are always about if this program is going to help me, or if I don't know if I have relevant background for this to apply into this. And there are some people who are asking some, I should say, pretty basic or silly questions around their motivation letter. They are not able to write a good motivation letter. So if you have gone through the website beforehand, so it means that you are already close to the information available on available with the consortium side. So you are more friendly with the consortium side. So you are more familiar with it, and then you are able to write a strong motivation letter. And once it goes to the readers of the evaluation committee, once you send the application to them, and it becomes easier for them as well to make you a likely winner of the scholarship. Moving on, here they tell you in a paragraph form which kind of eligibilities you need to apply into this program. You need to have a Bachelor of Science in Soil Science, Plant Nutrition, Agriculture. Now this is quite common in Pakistan. There is an agriculture university in Faisalabad and also in Peshawar. So yes, you might be a graduate from one of those universities. Biology, like some students do BS honors in biology. Of course, they are eligible. Environmental science guys, yes. Earth science and like geological, some part of geological fields. You also need to have IELTS 6 overall, which is not too high, which is kind of above average band, which everyone should be able to score if they are trying to compete among the candidates for Erasmus. 2 reference letters. Now I will come back to it later. Who should provide these reference letters? Like either professors or your professional supervisors in the company you are doing job in. And then you also need yes, here's a special note they have put, like pre-acceptance will be conditional to you in case you haven't graduated yet. Like if you are a final year student, you will get a conditional acceptance, and you have to submit your degree certificate by a due date, which they have mentioned somewhere. I will show you on the relevant page. Not only that, you also need to provide legalized copies of degrees and transcripts of records. Now, what are the legalized copies? Of course, in Pakistan, you have to get it attested from HEC. That's all. That is the legalized copy. And in some cases, you can also get attested from notary public, from lawyers available in the district courts in your city. So either of the 2 attestations are okay, but HEC is the most common one because, of course, you might be applying for lots of scholarships sitting in Pakistan. So you might have already attested your degrees and transcripts from relevant boards and HEC, of course. So if you have done that, you are on the safer side. If you haven't done, get it them as soon as possible. Okay, moving on. Fine, they have added another clause that the preference is given to the students who already have their bachelor degree. Of course, this is to keep them on the safer side as well, because they are going to choose the competitive students who are higher on the academic merit. So if you are a graduate for 2019 and you are applying this year intake, the deadline for this year intake is 26th of March. So if you're applying by that date, so you are on the better side if you have already graduated like last year. If you haven't graduated yet, if you're final year student, you can still apply, but you have to provide them your degree by before registration. If you are, of course, passing through all the stages, if you are first, you have to get admitted into this master program, and then you have to win scholarship, and then you have to enroll, which is called pre-registration, something like that. And by then you have to provide them a degree certificate. But they will prefer the students who have already graduated. What are the documents? Okay, we will cover them later when I talk about the application, online application. Here they also give some hints. What is the selection procedure? Here you can see what is the competition criteria and how you can channelize your strategy to be the winner of the scholarship. See here, they have given you an evaluation grade, academic excellence, which is evaluated from your transcript. So you get some mark out of 5. Okay, here the core courses which I was talking about earlier comes into play here. You can see academic results in the subjects relevant to soil science, so and plant nutrition. So go back to your transcript and particularly talk about the courses which were related to these two modules. You have to mention those courses in your CV. I'm repeating this information for you, and also in your motivation letter you have to discuss how you prove to be a good student in these modules, and then you will be given some score out of 5 on these modules. Language proficiency, IELTS. If you have a higher score on IELTS, you have good chances to score high on this sub criteria. Academic potential. Now this will be judged from your motivation in the motivation letter, and also your overall CGPA and some publications which you might have, and some of the co-curricular activities. I'm not talking about extracurricular, which are beyond the academic sense. I'm just talking about co-curricular activities, which are like attending seminars or relevant conferences or MOOCs you have attended online. Motivation, of course. Now here you see, out of the overall weightage, 30% goes to motivation letter. So motivation letter alone, 1 page or 2 page motivation letter alone is 30%, is carrying 30% importance. So you have to be very careful in developing your motivation letter. You have to develop your motivation coherence between career objectives and MS objectives. I can conduct a dedicated webinar on the motivation letter, but here I can summarize for you that in the motivation letter, always start, not always, but as an option, begin from your childhood. If it inspired you to be on the track you are on today. You understand what I mean? For example, some students whose father was an architecture or has been an architecture or civil engineer, they prefer to choose a bachelor degree in civil engineering or urban planning or architectural engineering. So they get inspirations from their father, so they can write about that by starting their motivation like that. Then your bachelor degree is the core of your motivation letter. You have to talk about some of the core courses you took, what were your grades, your performance. Okay, you avoid self praise and too much motivation. You have to talk about the content, how you did, why you did, and if you could not do well on some of the courses, what were the reasons. You can just make it turn it as an opportunity for you. Like you can give personal reasons if they were valid, or you can also give academic reasons if they were on its place, while talking about the courses you could not do well in. So moving on, you have to talk about the final year project or the semester projects you took, and then of course if you have some publication or research experience, you should also talk about that. And then in the next paragraph, when you talk about AMIS expectations in the AMIS program, then you have to develop that relevance, and then you have to go back again to the earlier information which I showed you on this page about the course breakdown of the AMIS courses. Letters of reference, two letters of reference, they also carry some weightage out of 5. So yeah, so motivation and references both form the 30%. So I modify my information. I told you earlier that not motivation alone, but also the reference, both of them, both of these documents form 30% of the overall evaluation. Special needs, if you are a differently able person, you can fill some forms which are part of the online application, and then tell the consortium about what kind of help you would need during the 2 years master if you are a differently able person. So the minimum score to pass the eligibility or pass the first stage is to score 35 out of 70 in the academic competencies. Like here you have to score at least 50%, and 50 out of 100 in total means, okay, here as well you have to score 50%, mean 15 out of 30. So overall you have to score 50 out of 100 to pass through the first stage. Like if you are unable to score 50 out of 100, they will send you an email, we regret you, something like that. So avoid receiving that email. It's just like NTS, when you take NTS in Pakistan, if you score less than 50, you are not eligible at all. If you score more than 50, you are in the race for the competition. More than 50 doesn't mean you are selected. More than 50 means you are in the race for the competition. And the higher you score, the more chances you have to be on the academic merit. Like they will make a ranking list. Here you see the absolute ranking list, 1 to 10 or 1 to 15, whatever size of the people. I think they are going to select 10 people from the, I will go come to it later, because the information is available on some of the page. Okay, Pakistan is not a program country. Pakistan is part of partner countries, and then there is also a geographical window. Okay, these informations are very micro information, which you at this application stage you might not need to worry about everything, but of course you must need about the nomenclature or the terminology they use. What is a program country, what is a partner country. I may also conduct a separate webinar on this. Moving on. Okay, here you can see the best rank applicants of the main list will be selected for an online short interview. Like, okay, after passing through the um, selection from the application documents, you will be invited for an interview. Even be given a 7 days advance notice to participate in this interview, and it will be in English, of course, and it will test your motivation, knowledge, and communication skills. Here, what I understand is they will not go too much into your bachelor degree, but they will stay around the core courses which they have asked you to write about in your motivation letter, and also highlight your grades and GPA in some of them. So they can ask you about the knowledge in those courses, and then they will ask some more questions about your motivation, and they will test your communication skills while you talk or present yourself in front of them. Fine. Following interview, you will select the consortium. The executive board will select the best candidates, and then the other candidates will be put on the reserve list. So those who could not qualify for first time for the main list, they will be put on the reserve list. Partner countries, here you can see where is lying Pakistan. I think here you can go and then check it out. Here they have given some more information about the fee and the participation cost. This is not relevant to you. If of course you will be applying for scholarship. If you're not a fee paying student, you will not be too brave to take this program just on the self funded scheme. Even if you're a scholarship student, you can just go through the breakdown of the scholarship. Now here you can see how many scholarship are awarded total. Now the total scholarship each year will be 19. How many to Pakistan? Let's see. Total, you will find 19 people studying in MS, and from Pakistan you will study only one. Ooh. So if you find some co-applicants applying with you, like Pakistani applicants, they are your competitors, because only one of you will be the winner. Not only that, you have lots of international competitors to make you among one of the 19 people. You understand what I mean? So moving on, again they have given the breakdown of the cost of the scholarships. Fine, I am done with this page. Now I will take some time on the application of the